12 Arts. Today I am going to begin with your history lessons. Your history lessons are divided into 8 chapters. 4 chapters will be done by Sneha ma'am and 4 will be by me. I'll begin with the chapter 2, which deals with the colonialization and imperialism. Class 12 history deals with the international and modern history. So, in class 11 you have learnt about the ancient and medieval history. In class 12 you will be learning about modern international history as well as Indian history. Before I begin, I would like to show you the book which you have to purchase. This is the book, the best one. If you cannot have this in the market, then you can opt for the book published by Oriental Publications, Oriental Book Publications by Kalyan Choudhury, History of India and the World by Kalyan Choudhury for class 12. This is Chaya Prakashani publication, that is Oriental Book Publication. Now, chapter 2, which I am going to teach you, deals with colonialization and imperialism. Now you will have to understand what does colonialization mean. Now colonialization is the word which is used for a settlement of a group of people outside their motherland, in an area outside their motherland, for any purpose, either for trading purpose or for their livelihood, settlement for their livelihood. They settle. Some people come out from their motherland and settle down in an area outside their motherland, that is known as colony. Now, when this colony and the people of this colony, they start interfering in the politics and the economy of that native land where they had settled down, where they had set up their colonies, then it becomes imperialism, because they want to benefit their motherland by interfering in the politics and economy. They want to gain the political and economic control of the colony where they have settled down. So that becomes imperialism. In modern concept, colonialism and imperialism both have a very thin margin, very narrow margin, because colonialism ultimately led to imperialism. That was the motive to set up the colony. That was the motive behind it, that we are going to take the control of the politics and the economy where we are going to settle our colony. So that was the difference. Now, European countries, colonialization actually occurred, started, it had always been there. In the ancient and medieval age also it was there, because remember, the kings used to conquer the territories. So that was also a kind of imperialism. That was also imperialism. They wanted to acquire new lands under their control. So that was also imperialism. So this was there, present there in the ancient and medieval age also, but it had taken a new form in the modern age. During the 15th and the 19th century, this has become a trend for the European countries to set up colonies outside Europe, in the continents of Asia, Africa and the Americas, both the Americas, North as well as South. So that was their motive, that we want to control these places. Also, there were many reasons behind this colonial expansion which ultimately led to the imperialism. that we are going to discuss later on. First, let us see which are the countries that had started this colonial expansion and had become the most powerful imperialist countries. Now, it was Spain and Portugal. These two European countries were the first countries that had ventured for the colonial expansion outside Europe. So, this happened in the 15th century with the invention or with the advent of sea voyages and the discoveries of new lands. So Spain and Portugal, as I have told you, that they were the leading most countries in this respect. So there had been a rivalry between the two. So they were always fighting between each other. So the Roman Pope ultimately in 1493 had declared an order which said which part of the Atlantic Ocean belongs to which country for the explorations and control. So that is known as the Papal Bull of 1493, which ultimately brought an end to the colonial rivalry between Spain and Portugal. Then there were other countries also, Holland, France, England. Gradually they also joined into this race, and ultimately during 18th century this race actually happened between two new countries. They were France and England. So France and England were always fighting for the colonies, and later on during the end of the 19th century, when Italy and Germany were unified, they joined into this race and ultimately led for the happening of the First World War in the year 1914. So this race for colony, the greed for colonies, this was the main reason behind the occurrence of the First World War in the year 1914. You will come across quite a few new terms while going through this lesson. I have jotted down these points and given you the PDFs. You should go through it and copy them down in your copy so that it is easy for you to learn from there and answer the questions which I will be giving you after the end of the lesson. So our country India was also a colony. You know that very well that India was a colony of Britain. British ruled India near about 200 years. But it was the Portuguese sailor Vasco da Gama who was the first European to come to the Indian soil. In the year 1498, he reached the port of Calicut in west coast of our country. And they settled in, the Portuguese settlements were the first. They settled in Bombay, Cochin, Diu, Salsette, Hooghly, etc. The Portuguese could not last for long because during that time there was the Mughal rule going on, and the Portuguese had enraged the then Mughal Emperor Jahangir. So Jahangir, being a great Mughal emperor, the powerful Mughal emperor, he was able to stop their expansion in our country. The Portuguese were defeated by the Mughal administration, the Mughal control. Then the Dutch they they set their colonies in Surat in Gujarat, Cochin, Nagapattam in our Chinsura, then Chuchura, which is in West Bengal. Then English, they also set up their factory in Surat, Agra, Ahmednagar, Bharuch, Madras, Calcutta. These are the places there they had settled down and set up their colonies, the factories rather. Most of them had come basically for the trading purpose, and when they had found that the political situation in our country was weakening, that there were conflicts, the chaos was going on, they started to extend their political control. They thought that they would be benefited more if they gain the political control in our soil. So that started for the imperial. Previously, in the beginning, they came to set up the colonies for the expansion of trade only. But when they found that there was a chance to gain the political control over here, they started to expand their control on our soil politically and thereby economically. So it became the imperialism. Basically, the French and the English, these two powers, they were always fighting amongst each other, and ultimately it was the English, the British, who had won the control of the Indian colony after the end of the Anglo-French wars and Battle of Plassey in the year 1757. So English established political stronghold in Bengal after the Battle of Plassey in 1757. After the Battle of Buxar in 1764, they gained control over the areas of Bengal, Bihar and Orissa. And in the Carnatic Wars, when they had defeated the French, they gained the colonial monopoly in India. And the first time they faced the opposition was from the Indian people was during the year 1857 in the Great Revolt, which is commonly known as Sepoy Mutiny. So that is it. We will continue in the next class where else the European countries have settled down and set up their colonies in Asia and Europe, Asia, Africa and in. Now student, these are a few points from the lesson. Though you are going to get the PDFs of this, of the summary of this lesson, still you can copy down these points for your reference.